Welcome to today live streaming. Um, Today, the 20th of July 2026. Today is Monday. Happy New Week to all Healthy Living Global family members. All right, welcome to the live streaming today. Um, I appreciate you guys personally for being part of this live streaming, and also encourage you to share the links of this live streaming or the link of uh, the channel to people that would want them to benefit from this live streaming. This live streaming is basically for health promotion, is for disease prevention awareness, creating of awareness of diseases around us and the preventable ones we can prevent. um, and this channel helps every of the subscriber to be on the know, all right, to for you to be much aware of every practice that the health workers are doing in the healthcare facility, and also for you to know the necessary measures that you are taking um, when it comes to improving your health. So which we say this platform is helping to take what healthy living to a global scale. So once you join us, tell us where you are watching us from, and also um, can tell us your name if possible. So this channel have shared a lot of tips. All right, through this live streaming, we have shared a lot of tips um, that have brought about health promotion to many. If you have followed us strictly on this live streaming, we have discussed a lot of things in these live streaming sections. Though we have short clips that we post almost every day, or let's say thrice or four times in a week. But still, we do this live streaming every day, and there is always awareness that is created whenever we are doing our live streaming. So do well to be part of us. Do well to share this link to others that will come and join us to be benefiting also from this live streaming. So today um, we'll be discussing about jaundice and its complications. All right, jaundice and its complications. So now you can ask, what is jaundice? Um, Before now, a lot of us are not aware, all right, many of us are not aware of this particular jaundice and how deadly it can be, right? Jaundice, as a matter of fact, can kill. So a lot of us do not know how harmful this jaundice can be. You see a newborn baby, before you know, you heard the person have just died. What is the cause? Um, they'll tell you they don't actually know the cause. But recently, a lot of tests have been um, they have carried out a lot of tests that have proven that some of all these death is related to this jaundice. All right, so when there is high level of bilirubin in the blood, of course, there's going to be a challenge which is capable of causing this jaundice and even killing the person that having this jaundice. So that's what happens now. And before now, we have even discussed something related to the jaundice, but we are going to see buttress more on it and also its complications. We are still going to even look at the area of that congenital jaundice or infantile jaundice, the one that happens to babies of a week old or within 1 to 7 days old. So all those jaundice is something that we need to be aware of, then know how to handle it, because there's a lot of myths associated with that of infantile jaundice, right? People will be doing different things. They will tell you do this, do that, so that the child will be okay. Um, but in health center, they will tell you need to go for phototherapy and so on. But we're going to come to that place so that we know exactly how do you handle that of infantile jaundice. So we're going to get there. So what is actually jaundice? Jaundice is a health condition that is characterized by yellowing of eye and skin, all right, due to high level of bilirubin in the blood. Let me take it again. I say jaundice is a health condition that is characterized by yellowing of eye and skin, all right, as a result of high level of bilirubin in the blood. What brought about this bilirubin? It can be a breakdown of a red blood cell, because normally how it works is that each red blood cell, after the whole works is going to do in the body, it will break down. And if it break down, it forms what we call bilirubin. All right. But when there is excessive breakdown of red blood cell, or the liver is not okay to process the bile, all right, um, to process the bilirubin, all right, or um, there is issue with the liver, all those things can be a problem. All right, it's a challenge that we actually need to confront it, and we need to um, kind of do something about. We need to be aware of it and know how to handle it. So it's actually a challenge. Now, um, we're going to be taking it one after the other. The causes of this jaundice. What actually can cause the jaundice? We need to know. All right, what causes it? Then know how we're going to handle it medically and even naturally, right? We need to know about it and know how to handle it. Now, number one that we're going to mention in the causes is liver related problems. Liver related problems as causes, or the one of the cause of jaundice. Number one, what we mention under liver related problem is hepatitis A, B, C, and E. All right. Of course, we have hepatitis A, we have hepatitis B, C, and E. If you have been following us strictly on this live streaming, we have discussed about all these hepatitis, right? That especially that of B and C. We have discussed about method of transmission, all right, how someone can contract the hepatitis and how you can be able to handle it. We discussed extensively on all these things, how you can be able to handle these conditions, all right. So and I believe if those that have been following us on this live streaming, you should be able to know this. And if you don't know much about it, you can go back to the live streaming we have done before now and search for it. All right, we have done that of hepatitis B and hepatitis C, and we say let us start explaining each of them. It means we are going to just end with it because it's a very wider topic, all right, which we need to know about. But we have discussed that. You can go and search for the video. So now this hepatitis A, B, C, and E can cause jaundice. How? Because there is basic things that could lead to this jaundice. Is either there is problem with the red blood cell, all right, will lead to what? More damage to the red blood cell, or there is a problem with the liver that processes the bilirubin when it's formed, all right, because ordinarily red blood cell will get old and it will break down, all right, so bilirubin definitely will be formed. So if the liver is not okay to process it, is a problem. It will lead to build up in the blood. And also if the bile duct is not okay to allow it to pass through the gallbladder and be excreted through the feces, still there will be a build-up of what? Bilirubin. Those are the issues there. So now we say under liver related problems. We have hepatitis A, B, C, and E as causes of this jaundice. Now, if someone is having this hepatitis, what does it do? It leads to scarring of the liver. It can lead to issues with the liver and damage the cells of the liver. And when it does that, you see that someone cannot be able, the liver will not be function effectively, so as to be able to process this bilirubin whenever it is being formed. All right. So if you cannot process it when it forms, of course, you know that this liver you are seeing is a detoxifier. All right. Many things that we take in, like even excessive alcohol, that of overdosage of acetaminophen. All right. When all these things come to the liver converts it, right, detoxify it, and make sure that what is some will be useful to the body and some will be excreted. But when the liver is not working efficiently, of course, all these things can bring an issue. So when the liver is not healthy enough to process this bilirubin level, all right, that is coming in the blood, you see that in the end there will be high level of bilirubin in the blood, leading to this condition we call jaundice, right? Of course, this one is very common in adult. We have that of infantile jaundice, that is for little babies, newborn, and we have that of the adult, or any age can actually develop that aside the infant. So that is what happens when the liver is not working effectively as result of hepatitis A, B, C, and E. That is under what liver problem as cause of what jaundice. Another thing we mentioned is cirrhosis, liver cirrhosis. Of course, that's saying almost the same thing, which is the scarring of the liver. When it happens, you see that what the liver cannot work efficiently so as to process the bilirubin. Another thing is liver failure. All right, when the cells of the liver are not working effectively, you see that what it cannot process this bilirubin. We still have autoimmune hepatitis. All right, an instance where the immune system is attacking the liver. All right, all those things can lead to um, build up of what bilirubin in the blood. These are what liver related issues or liver related problems that could cause jaundice. All right. So let's take note of that. So what is someone expected to do when it comes to prevention of these liver related jaundice? You can decide to improve your health by making sure that what you prevent several ways by which you can contract all these hepatitis B, hepatitis C, right? Like um, for hepatitis B that have a vaccine, it's recommended that you go for vaccination of this hepatitis B, right? You go for vaccination of hepatitis B, and that of hepatitis C, you should try as much as you can to make sure that you prevent it from coming by living a healthier life, right? Taking the necessary precaution to make sure that you 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 maintain your health, right? Even when you're having um, sexual intercollectively with protection. And in fact, there's different the things of which you need to do to make sure that what there's no contact with the blood of the patient that has this hepatitis B and C, and even contact with the mucous membrane, all those things. And of course, we know that this hepatitis B can even move from mother to child, all right, crossing the placenta. So we need to take note of that. Even during delivery, it can happen in that way and go to the child. So all those things need to be taken care of if someone is having the hepatitis and pregnant. So they can actually reduce the viral load to make sure that what it will not be transmittable. So those are the things that is expected to be done in the healthcare center. So when all these things is be prevented, all right, when we prevent that hepatitis A, B, C, and E, you see that what you can be able to improve the liver, because say one of the problem that could cause this condition called jaundice is what liver related. All right. And if someone is taking excessive alcohol, you may at the end of the day destroy the liver. I've explained this in one of the video I made. I said this liver you are seeing is a very good organ in the body, and of course is the only organ that can rebuild itself whenever it's cut off for any reason. All right. For instance, they cut some part of it off. So, for instance, someone is having something like liver cancer, right? Maybe affecting a particular area localized, right? The one we call carcinoma in situ, or which is stage zero cancer or even stage one cancer. They can surgically remove that particular area. When they remove that particular side, you see that the other one will rebuild back and be working effectively. But when eating is working effectively and um, the when the liver start working effectively, what it will do is that what is going to help what in reducing this bilirubin buildup, all right, in the blood. That's what it will do. So, but even detoxification of the many things we are taking, but when you are taking excessive alcohol, high dose of acetaminophen, and that's what the liver utilizes to make sure that what it processes all these things in the liver. What it utilizes is what we call glutathione in the liver. The presence of this glutathione in the liver, what it does is that what it helps in clearing all those toxins in the liver, right? Helps in um, clearing all those toxins. So if it's able to clear those toxins at a point, the liver will be deprived of this glutathione, or there will be a depreciation of this glutathione in the liver. When it reduced drastically and there are not enough glutathione, it can lead to scarring of the liver, it can lead to liver cirrhosis. And when this happens, you see that the person will be having a lot of issues in the body, right? The person liver cannot withstand a condition, right? The person cannot withstand a condition, and before you know it, uh, the person will develop this word jaundice, right? The person can still develop what jaundice, because once the liver is not okay to process this bilirubin, right? It will build up in the blood, which will show through the eyes and even through the skin, all right? And it's going to it kind of disrupt the person's systemic activities, and before you know it, the person will be going down drastically. So another thing we're going to mention, I think we have detailed that of liver related issue as causes of jaundice, or liver related problem as one of the cause of what jaundice, which we mentioned about fatty liver, liver failure. We mentioned even hepatitis A, B, C, and E. We say there is even autoimmune disease of the liver, which the immune system is attacking the liver, is still one of the cause of these liver problems. So now is the cause of this jaundice. Another thing we're going to mention now is the bile duct or gallbladder problem, all right? Bile duct or gallbladder problem. Of course, I mentioned that there is basic things that could cause this um, this jaundice, which I say it can be is either is a problem with the red blood cell, or is a problem with the liver, or the problem with bilirubin excretion, which is what problem with bile duct, right? Which through it the bilirubin is always excreted, right, into the feces, which will be passed out to out of the body. So if there is problem with this bile duct or gallbladder, it cannot this bilirubin cannot be excreted as expected, and before you know it, it begin to build up in the blood, right, causing these jaundice. Now, we have what we call gallstones, all right. When there are gallstones, or another thing is bile duct obstruction, we still have